Real quick video giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elders, and bishops, great millstone. One salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most I will. To the hopeful extended elect, shalom, blessing. Basically, this is elder in South Carolina, GMS, South Carolina, 08. So subscribe as well as the apostles, elders, and bishops, the GMS, and be edified. And these are the kind of things that will make, Jake's soul weary if he's not careful. And probably, these are scoffers and, so to speak, like so-called white man's goons. Because that's basically what a goon is. As much as he say this is a so-called white man's book or whatever, this guy in the video, and it's, him saying you MF in Hebrew Israelites, the Bible is a book of garbage words printed on paper. So you gotta be young and dumb, unlearned, and same type of dudes that what you call it, that worship and idolize rappers, the garbage rappers today. Maybe even try to go to college or whatever they do, outside of the scriptures, outside this book, sell drugs, get together with their goons and have a party till one of them gets shot or whatever. I mean, that's the kind of lifestyle that I would think somebody with that mind state lives, And I looked up the word goon, because that's, in my eyes, that's what he is, a thug, henchman, or hired muscle. The villain sent his goons, someone who does dirty work for his boss, for a boss. And really, this is what the so-called white man wants. So he's the so-called white man's goon. Form of slang, a foolish, obnoxious, or unserious person. Modern slang. And it says in the scriptures, a fool said in his heart, there is no God. Psalms 53:1, to the chief musician, upon Mahalath, Mashil, a psalm of David, the fool has said in his heart, in his mind, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity, there is none that doeth good. Now, he talking about garbage words in the Bible. The Bible talks about war. It talks about this third world war. It talks about prophecy. So when this third world war hits, and they come looking for this dude to draft him into the military, I bet he'll fall in line with the military dudes. He'll fall in line with Esau quick, or they'll say, well, you got an option. We'll put you in the military, or we'll take you to jail. I bet he wait on them 3 meals in a cot when he's in jail. And really, and I think it's going to be a worse time for prisoners in that day. They're not going to regard heat in during the winter, or hot air during cold AC during the summer, whatever. Taking all their rights. They're going to be in there with a bunch of sodomites. This guy could easily be given over to wolves and goons of the streets himself. But, a lot of the scoffers come from the lifestyle of ones that of living with their mother. They have a girlfriend and have trouble with their girlfriends, and they kind of, think that it might be because of the Hebrew Israelites, and about women starting to hate so-called black men because of us. No, they always did that. in some kind of way or some kind of fashion, whether it had to do with competitiveness, whether it had to do with wanting to be equal, that's still imbalanced, and that's still showing that, you know, you're really coming against a man. So this Bible is the only book that speaks masculinity. It's the only book that teaches about the man being a head. So you got to be a feminist, or you got to be a Mo to not believe in this word. And you can't go neutral. You can't just be like, I don't believe in anything. That's a stupid ass move and thought too. That's feminine too. Because you in a world full of people that believe in certain things that could counter you in every kind of way. You live in a world where men got power, men and military might, power to lock you up in prison, power to, take your money, take your benefits, your assets, and all that. So these people are really nobodies, man. And these are the type that we told you. A lot of these are the type that grew up by the hands of their mother. And it is said we're gonna be hated by all the world. All men shall hate you. And a lot of these dudes are not even coming from the perspective of thinking like a man. Because, a lot of this is based on emotions too. And men are not supposed to get emotional. Get angry, because it said be angry and sin not. But we'll see, because every time I see Jake affected by ice, affected by certain things that go on in the world, he's screaming out, and screaming out for justice. A lot of these tough guys that go out to vote, they tend to cause us trouble and be like, man, y'all need to get in school or something. Y'all need to get a job or something like that. Encouraging, or even with the black community, all their hopes and encouragement is based on getting with this system. Trying to be independent, but at the same time, well, we need assets, we need benefits. So basically, housing, you got to go to the so-called white man. Benefits, you got to go to the so-called white man. To get jobs, you got to go to the so-called white man. I don't know any Jake that has been prosperous throughout the world, or because it's not on YouTube, not on TikTok, that has become prosperous without the so-called white man's money or business approval. So where are these type of dudes gonna be in that day when Esau really pulls the plug on them? And they can get together in a group and become a militia and do some purge-ish, and it'll be like 5 deep, 10 deep. But guess what? Esau drop a bomb on your ass and you're done. And that's what we talk about. We talk about the end of the world stuff, prophecies. We talk about the missiles hitting this place. If you're talking about that's garbage, then you got a real problem in your head. You're kind of like that scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. If I only had a brain, when he has straw as his brain, wait, was that scare? He has straw, garbage as his brain, So you don't have any God status. And like I said, reminding, and I'm getting closed out, that this book is the only book that promotes masculinity, this Bible. So to be outside of it and to go against it is very emotionally unstable feminist talk. Read the scriptures when it says a man is the head of the woman. And find me a book that says that. That's why Jake is out of order, and that's how he don't respect elders. He doesn't respect his father. Most of these ninjas that talk shit, they don't respect their fathers. Just like some Tupac stuff. Everybody loved Tupac, but he said, my father was never there. You know, he was a coward. He was never there. Then you had Tretch on one song, Ghetto Bastard, Mother F the fag. Well, you calling your father that, you basically calling yourself that. You know? Because you are of your father, man. So, and like Yahweh Shai said, he said, you are your father, the devil. He's talking to his own people. And basically, these people talk like the Edomites. They don't know it. When they talk against us, in the Bible, they talking like Edomites. Or they talking like women. So it's not a good look, man. And it's not going to end up being a good look. And all their favorite rappers and the ones that they look up to, these celebrities, that they have more of they have more energy and agility for and praise for, is falling. You know, same dudes that be bumping that garbage music, talking about selling drugs and sleeping on another man's wife, they think that's life. They think that's what's really popping and having going on. But let somebody sleep with one of these men's wives and they get popped. But yet, at the same time, they'll promote that garbage about sleeping with another man's woman. They're hypocrites, man. Or how tough they are, but when it comes to their trial, they'll be like, well, we all need to figure something out and get along and, you know, start pushing positivity. And come on, man. The Most High sees straight through that. And it's happened time and time again, you know. And these type of ninjas, devil-ass ninjas, they kill the prophets. And this says that, woe to you that kill the prophets that were sent into you. And they kill the prophets because they're emotional and, you know, they don't have a life for themselves. So they be like, well, you know, and they get hyped up on everybody else's talk against the prophets, you know. So I hope the Most High get rid of ninjas soon, like that are real evil in their hearts, and these witches that raised them, man. They all need to go. That's why the missiles we talk about, ICBMs hitting this place, and when it hits, it's gonna hit these people, man. What do you think it's gonna like preserve? Like, you think niggas got a turn off switch when the missiles come down? Yeah, it's gonna be straight fire. It says that in the scriptures. And we hope it be soon. This is not an emotion. This is the truth. The missiles are coming. I ain't saying that just because we're angry, and it ain't got nothing to do with emotion. It got something to do with the truth. The nations do their talking and and go back and forth. Most High just makes it happen. It's already written. So that's what's coming to America. That's what's coming to 2/3. You know, this is what the Bible talks about. So it ain't garbage. It's not garbage. It's basically fire. Oh yeah, that's what's coming. To ninjas, goons, to witches, bitches, to Edom, to America. Oh, yeah. And that's going to happen sooner than later, man, because they already talking about World War III. I'm talking about the politics. We talk about it. We've been talking about it, but it's really happening. So let's see what this year bring, man. See if this war gets started. See what kind of thoughts Jake could have, and then, anyway, till the next video, Shalom.